Hey everybody, welcome. It is Leah Ray with Digital Trailblazer. Super excited to talk with you tonight. We're talking how to go from 0 to 20K the first time and then consistently month after month. So there's really 3 steps. I'm going to walk you through each of those steps. I'm going to give you the options. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. You're going to want a pen and paper handy. Want to take some notes as you jump on. Say hi. Let me know you are here with me today and also where you're watching from. If you're in the Facebook group, if you are on YouTube, our business page, wherever you're coming from, let me know. I'm going to pull up this so I can see all the comments as they're coming in. All right. Fabulous. Let's get started. This is super fun. So I'm pumped. Let me put up my comments here. We got some goodies. I got some awesome goodies. So I'm gonna walk you through this process of going from $0 to $20,000 initially and then monthly, right? I'm going to walk you through that today. I'm going to give you these 3 steps. But if you want to dive deeper into this, if you want like a mini course that walks you through this, guess what? I got you covered. So if you want to get really into the nitty gritty details, you're going to want to type in 20. Put in the number 20 in the comments if you're on Facebook or Instagram or wherever. Then put in the number 20. We will send that to you. If you are on YouTube or you are on LinkedIn, then I just have the links in the description. So just go to the description of the video and you will be able to access those links yourself. Everybody else, I will send it to you Messenger. So yay. Okay, awesome. All right, live from Boston. That is, so I love history, but I've never actually been to Boston. It's on the list still. So as my kids get older, maybe I'll be able to do more of that. Make a little project. So welcome from Boston. Okay, Facebook is not giving me the updates as quickly as I would like. So bear with me. Let me know. Say hi. I've got Kathleen. I've got a bunch that I can't read your names yet because I'm only seeing you in StreamYard, but I will definitely check you out afterwards. Okay, so let's talk about timelines first. 0 to 20,000. I've had people do this very quickly. I've had people do this in a couple weeks. More realistically, though, for the average person, if you aren't already an experienced marketer, then probably 1 to 2 months, if you're pushing hard, is what you could potentially do to hit your first $20,000. Okay. So that's what we're going to walk through, the actual steps to get you there. 3 steps to 20K. And again, if you want that 20K blueprint mini course, all the nitty gritty details, definitely type in 20 and I will get you the link to that. Okay. So step number 1, we need to start at the beginning. So when we say starting from scratch, that means you don't have an offer, or maybe you just have an idea of what you want to do, or maybe you thought you created an offer, but no one's ever bought it. So you don't know if anybody would be willing to buy it, something like that. So we have to start at the beginning. We have to start with the offer itself. And that offer, number 1, it's got to be valuable to people. And I know that to each of us, we all understand the true value of our offers, but we need to look at the marketability of that offer. Okay, we need to make sure that that offer is something that people will understand for themselves, that the value of, and like hand you a credit card. That I totally have to work with that person. I need their help 100%. So, hey Alicia, welcome. So that is really important. Okay, is that we need to have an offer that's actually going to convert. Now, one of the biggest challenges, and I'd love to hear in the comments as you're watching, what type of coaching do you do or want to do? And it might be coaching, it might be courses. It's the same thing, guys. It's just on a spectrum. So do you want to help? Are you business coach? Are you mindset, fitness, weight loss? Like, what is your thing? Okay, put it in the comments, and then who knows, maybe someone will be interested in what you do. But I'd like to see, because then I can tailor this for you. But a big challenge, and I just spoke to a very lovely lady earlier tonight who is struggling with this, is that people who have a very holistic offer, like helping someone align their mind, body, spirit, helping people like get unstuck, helping people with their mindset, like shifting how they see themselves, how they see the world. All of those things are very powerful and super valuable because it will affect every single aspect of your life. But the reality is, it's one of the hardest things to sell because you can't sell, I'm going to change your entire life, unless you're Oprah or Tony Robbins. Okay. You need to focus on one thing you want to get. So if we look at like, I'm just going to I'm going to use some of the stuff I coached this lady on earlier today. Is we talked about different things, and she was saying how she wanted to, it really helps people align with their true self and like love themselves. So that's awesome. However, loving yourself for the vast majority of people isn't something that someone goes out and seeks. They don't say, hey, I don't really love myself. I want to go pay money to learn to love myself. That's not a common conversation people have in their heads. However, not loving yourself might show up in many places in your lives. Maybe you self-sabotage every healthy relationship that you've had, a romantic relationship. Maybe you only hang on to like the really toxic ones, and the good ones you sabotage, right? Or maybe you are holding it, like really struggling in your career to take it to the next level. Maybe because deep down you don't believe you have earned it, or you're worth it, or could do it, or all kinds of things, right? So in all those instances, that could be maybe you need to get aligned with who you truly are, love yourself, and now you can find a healthy romantic life partner. You can find your spouse, and it's going to be healthy and good, right? That's the result. The marriage, the healthy relationship is what people will pay the money for. The learning to love yourself is the method that helps them get to that result. So we need to dial this in significantly into the result that you help people achieve. Okay. Very, very important. Okay. So Kathleen focuses on helping English learners elevate their proficiency in English to true fluency. Okay. What does that mean though, Kathleen? I know what you're saying, but from a marketing message, that needs to be sharpened up. Why? Like, are they looking to advance in their career? Are they trying to advance in higher education, but their English proficiency isn't high enough? Like, why do they want becoming better at English by itself? Isn't a result. You want to be better at English to do something else, to have a better relationship. Maybe you can't communicate your feelings to your loved ones because they speak English and you speak Spanish, and there's a disconnect. That might be a thing, right? But why do they want to increase their English proficiency? That's a really big question that you need to ask yourself. Okay, so we have on Facebook, Stephanie. Okay, Stephanie, mental health, mental wellness coach. That's a good general category, but when you're looking at selling, it needs to get really, really more dialed in. So like, I help empty nester moms find purpose and live their, and create and live their plan B or their next stage or their golden years, or like, what's going on what's going on in their lives, what's the situation, what's the problem, and what's the result they actually want to achieve. That's a level that you need to get dialed into. So I challenge you, because for most people that are in very holistic type offers, wellness, like mental wellness, mindset, any of that kind of stuff, this is the biggest challenge, is that I help everything. Well, yes, you do, but you can't sell everything. Choose one thing and give them everything they need. You sell them what they want, you give them everything they need, including what they want, right? Okay, great question. Nelson, can that be a macro version of your business? And then you create that macro vision, a bunch of mini courses and mid-tiered courses. So this is for anything you want to sell. No matter if this is a $7 thing or a $10,000 thing, it needs to fit this stuff. Now, I definitely suggest getting started with something that has some more beef to it so you can make a more impact and get some revenue and then build out maybe some smaller stuff long term. But yeah, this is for everything that you do needs to have a result that people are actually trying to achieve. Okay. I've been trying to poll my followers to find out the why, but I'm not having much luck yet. Well, how many followers do you have? There's a big misconception that like people see what you post. Have you ever checked your insights? You should have a business. You should have your profile set to a professional profile. Change that on Facebook if you haven't yet. And when you make a post and it's sat for a day, go back and see how many people saw it. And maybe it was 50 some people or 100 some people. Well, of that, how many were probably like your aunts and uncles and cousins and people who do not hit your target audience at all? So maybe it was just a couple people from your target audience and they may have been busy or whatever. Like your numbers are probably just too small if you're not getting a result. On top of that, learning how to ask really good questions and how to be engaging in a way that people want to answer is also important. Okay, so you want that's a skill set to build, is how to make posts that get people answering, get people responding. That's really important. We actually, if you want to learn more about posting, type in posts, POSTS. This I didn't have it planned, but I'm gonna do it anyway. We have a live webinar coming up on Thursday, which is all about our profitable. I can't even say it. Posting for profits method, to really walk you through how to craft posts that will actually lead to sales, that will get seen by the algorithm, that get picked up. Okay, so yeah, pop that in, posts. And then afterwards I'll follow up and get you the link to get registered for that live. Okay. So so making sure that this offer is super specific. Okay. Now, yes, you're going to give them more than just this message, what you're saying in the messaging. It's going to help them in more ways. There's going to be more involved. But for the sales portion, for the marketing of this, we need to hone in on a specific thing. So what is that thing? Okay. That's step number one. And I would love to hear from everybody watching the replays, everyone who's live. What is the one thing that you're going to help them achieve? What's that result that's juicy enough that they're actually going to purchase? Okay. I've been following what you've been saying and applying it in my business. This is awesome. Yay. I love that. Now, I don't know, Facebook user who just wrote that wonderful comment that you've been following and that this is awesome. There's something that you have to like give permission to StreamYard to show your name, because I don't know who you are. I'll see it afterwards, but I can't say who you are at the moment because it's not telling me. So I'm not ignoring you. I just don't know what your name is because I think you didn't give permission to StreamYard to see your name. I don't know, something like that. Oh, Kathleen. Oh, it's coming through now. Okay. I don't know. Things are weird. Okay. So that's step number one. That's the result. Okay. That's the marketing message, that your offer is framed and positioned in a way to sell. Now, if you already have a program, maybe you already have a course or a coaching program where you're like, well, I already made it and it's for this thing. Well, that doesn't mean you have to start over. But it may mean you need to reposition the marketing around it, and maybe a couple videos or even just the intro video or something like that. So a lot of times when we work with a new client who has an offer already created, but it's not selling, we usually have to change, like 95%. We have to update their marketing message. We have to help them make it clearer and better and all this kind of stuff. So when we do that, most of the time, they don't need to change the actual program. They're just changing the marketing around it, where the content is still good, right? Maybe they add another video here or there, they tweak a couple things, but for the most part, it's just the positioning of the program, not the program itself, that needs to change. So a little comfort in case you need it. That you don't have to start over if you already have something, but maybe you were thinking about like, knowledge or something as the result. Well, knowledge isn't a result. Knowledge is a means to an end. Figure out what the end is and sell the end. Okay. So that's step number one, is getting that messaging really, really dialed in. If you need help with this, a lot of people struggle. Like I said, 95% of the clients that we work with, we have to change this. We have to tweak it and improve it for them to get great results. If you don't have a coach that's really good at this, you should. So if you think you might need some help with this or anything that we're talking about tonight, you want to dive deeper, or you think you might need some hand holding or some whatever, that's what we do. Okay. So just comment info in the chat, in the comments, and we can chat, see what's going on, see how we can help you with this. Okay. So comment info if you're sick and tired of doing this on your own and you think you need some help. Okay. All right. Now, step number two. All right. Step number two is your systems to sell. You need to design a system that will get you generate leads, nurture those leads, and close them into a sale. So, for example, a free lead magnet. Now, a lot of you will know what that term means. Some of you may not. And you're like, I don't know. She's wearing some terminology I'm not sure of. Okay, let me walk you through it. A lead magnet is a freebie that you're giving away in exchange for someone's contact information, name, email, phone number. You set it up in a funnel system, okay, like a ConvertPoint, which we highly recommend, which will even set up this funnel for you. ConvertPoint, ClickFunnels, that sort of thing. So you have a funnel page that they opt into, and then when they opt in, they get added to your email list. You collect their name, email, and phone number in your CRM, and they get the email of whatever they've requested for free. Okay, so a basic example of this, for like weight loss, maybe it's like 7 hacks to speeding up your weight loss or something like that. And it's like a PDF download, something like that. Okay. If they opt in, it goes to their email. Now you've got a lead. You can call them, you can email them, all this sort of thing. So generate the lead. And if you're just beginning, just a lead magnet freebie is a good way to go. You're not going to be looking at doing a paid offer, like a paid tripwire offer, they call it, where it's like a $7 or a $20 or something like that. Not at the beginning if you're just starting. Okay, there's way too much marketing prowess needed to make that stuff work. And you're going to have a lot more success just starting simple. Keep this simple, stupid, right? Keeping it simple and doing just a plain lead magnet, something of free value. Okay. Oh, Andre. Okay. Really helpful. Helping with the business. Yes. Good. Thank you, Andre. Happy to help. Type in 20 if you want to get access to what the actual mini course that really dives deep into all of the things that I'm talking about tonight. And type in info if you just want to chat and see how we can help you out. Now, so a lead magnet, they opted in. And what's the rest of the system? We talk about systems, we talk about nurturing. People need on average 7 to 12 touches before someone is willing to make a purchasing decision. Does each one of those have to be directly communicating with you? No. It might be that a Facebook ad is number one, or maybe a post you made in a Facebook group is the first thing they see. They opt in. Now they got an email from you. That's number two, is the email. Maybe in the email, you link them to a blog post or whatever. That when they read that blog post, now that's number three, right? So you can do all of these very, very digitally. A lot of you people on this live, hey, Jill. Hey, thank you. We don't get a lot of folks on LinkedIn. Jill on LinkedIn, Jill Hogan. There is a link in the description. You can just grab that on your own because I'm not on LinkedIn a whole lot and I don't want you to lose track of things. So anything I'm talking about tonight, there's a link for it in the description if you're on LinkedIn or YouTube. So you can build out these systems to do a lot of these touches for you. Okay, so that's why you need a system. I love ConvertPoint. That's what we get all of our clients on. It's very, very awesome, and it's a single system, and it saved us tons of money and tons of headache. It's amazing. But good. Thank you for responding. So I know you heard me. Thanks, Jill. So you can have some automated stuff set up, right? On top of that, watch this, guys. Okay, so let me give you remove the veil, show you a little behind the scenes. Okay. So we run a lot of paid traffic. Most of you who are following us, who are in our group, you may have been introduced to us through a paid ad on Facebook or Instagram. Well, in our funnel, in our process, yes, we get your name, your email, your phone number. But on the thank you page, we also invite you to our Facebook group. We give you a reason to join. We're going to give you some more goodies for joining. And in this group now, we're hitting you again. And when you join the group, now you're seeing like this, our live events where I'm training once a week, every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday. I'm going to give you great training, point blank. Like set your alarms, make sure you're here. You're going to get good value. So I do that every week. Why? Well, yes, I love to share and to help people. But guess what? This is also one of your touches, right? Maybe you weren't ready when we first met in the ad to take the next step with us. Maybe it's been a few months. Maybe it's been a couple days, but you're like, hey, I've consumed more of their content. I really like their stuff. Let me go check out that 0 to 20K blueprint. And you go through that process. Or you're like, I think she could really help me. I'm sick and tired of trying to bang my head against the wall, trying to make this work on my own. She knows her stuff. I want to talk to her. Let's see if they can help me. Great, type in info, right? And so I offer this as a way to, yes, give value to everyone. So a lot of the people who see this content will never buy anything from us. And I'm totally okay with that. When people talk about, well, I like to keep my prices low so I can serve everybody. No, your content should serve everybody. It should. Like you're like this stuff here, serving everybody. There is no price needed to receive what I'm giving you tonight. For those who actually want additional help, who want courses, who want coaching, who want accountability, any of those things, yeah, we got all that stuff. Come with me. I'll show you what that is, right? So we're giving value, and we're like live video, the fastest way to the know, like, and trust factor, point blank. Okay. Someone asked for the link for ConvertPoint. So I'm going to put that in the comments here. So if you don't have a system, yes, go check out ConvertPoint because it's awesome. I'm breaking so many rules here. I've got way too many call to actions on this video. But it's there for you now. So for the so people join our Facebook group, they might watch a live event, they might join a Facebook live training, and then maybe we jump on a call, we talk, and maybe later they jump on a sales call, or they go through a webinar, or they do something where they end up purchasing something. Fabulous. A lot of people won't, but that's okay. But again, in my funnel, in this process, when they join the Facebook group, all y'all have been told to send me a friend request. So if you're in my Facebook group, you should have sent me a friend request. That was the rules, or that was the told to you in the welcome post. When you do that, guess what happens? Gold nugget time, write this down. If you got yourself a Facebook group, you're going to want to do this. When people join the group, they're supposed to friend request me. Number one, the number one reason is because when you ask for things, so Andre, Kathleen, the people who are, everyone who's asking, Jill, asking for things, if you're in my Facebook group, a lot of times when you message people, they won't see it. It'll get stuck in their message requests unless you're friends on Facebook. So that's why I tell people to friend request me, so that if they're asking for something, I can actually give it to them. Makes sense, right? A benefit of this, though, which is beautiful, is that when I create content on my personal profile, reels, regular posts, stories, guess who's seeing it? So not only do we have the ads that we're running on Facebook, we've got the email follow-ups, we've got text messages and phone calls, we've got the live events once a week in the group, we've got reels publishing every day, we've got stories and content posting every day. What? We're hitting, so someone can go from not knowing who we are, like they've never heard of Digital Trailblazer, they have no idea who Leah Ray is, none of that stuff, to red hot in 24 hours or less, and boom, make a purchase. And sometimes I've had clients come on with very high ticket programs who were introduced to us less than 24 hours ago. They didn't know who we were before then. But we had such a nurture process set up that within those 12, 24 hours, 48 hours, they felt like, oh, they know who we were, right? And what's great is that no, you're not going to get everybody, right? And that's totally fine. But at the same time, you're able to we've had people in our group who have, or our email list, who've been there for years, and they've never bought a single thing from us. They're just there. It just whatever. Life got busy, timing wasn't right, and whatever, and that's fine. And then it's always fun though when those people come around and they're like, "I've been watching for a long time." Like we had a gentleman join our program last week, and he knew us way back from our affiliate marketing days years ago. Is when he first knew our names. So he's followed for a very, very long time and finally made a purchase, right? So that's why you can create this, like the power of this sort of ecosystem that you can create in your business so that you have this masterful system that is slowly flowing everyone to a purchasing decision. That's what you need. Okay. Now you can think that was totally crazy and I'm doing way too much stuff. Yeah, I'm not a newbie, clearly. Like we have a very advanced business. So you're not going to compare yourself to where we are today. But you need a system to nurture and to qualify and to move people through to a sale. I hope that wasn't, I didn't scare you off, but more inspired you to what you could do. Okay. Let me know if that was scary or helpful. But yes, you need that process. You need that system really dialed in. Okay. So it can be as simple as an email follow-up series, a text message series, messenger series. There's all sorts of ways that you can do this, but you want a system like ConvertPoint is the software. You'll need the software and you will need to design a strategy that moves people from generating that initial lead, nurturing them, qualifying them. If you're high ticket, you book them to a sales call. If you're lower ticket, you can get them onto a webinar or you can get them into a challenge or on a VSL, like something that actually sells for you. Okay. So that's step number 2, getting those systems in and dialed in. Now, I labeled these on purpose, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Because number 1, the marketing message is the foundation. If you have a crappy marketing message, no system is going to save you. It won't, because the system is based on the marketing message. Hence, the marketing message has to come first. Okay. Okay. The waiting sucks for those of us who like things done 3 weeks ago. Yes. Yes. You need patience in business. That's for sure. Okay. So step number 3 then, because you can have 1 and 2, but if you're missing 3, you're still not going to make sales. Step number 3 is traffic. Traffic. That is the blood. That is the fuel that goes through the system. That's what actually gets the sales. Okay. So you need traffic is people's attention essentially online. Okay. So, like for example, Todd uses one all the time. A McDonald's in Times Square is probably going to do way more business than a McDonald's plopped down in the middle of the Mojave Desert with no roads to it. Why? Even though it's the same product, even though it's the same messaging, even though it's the same sales process, why is the one in Times Square going to make infinite amount more than the one in the Mojave Desert? Because of traffic. It has people's attention. There's a ton of traffic in Times Square. There's no traffic in the middle of a desert with no roads, right? So the same thing is with your business. Even, oh, you see my baby. It's my little Roxy. So you can have all these things. If you don't have traffic, you will still struggle to make sales. If you have a little traffic, you can make sales. It'll be slow. The more traffic you have, the faster this can go, the more money you can make. You can get to that 10, then 20, then $50,000 a month. Okay. So what are your options when it comes to traffic? Okay. So a lot of people want to start just with content marketing. Okay. It's doable. It's doable. You have to really determine to master the craft though. So let's say YouTube, why do I not produce long form YouTube content videos anymore. Like I go live on YouTube and I do a lot of shorts. Why do I not sit down and do like publish like an 8 to 10 minute video on YouTube these days? Because that 8 to 10 minute video is probably going to take me like 16 hours to create, because that's how good it's got to be to work. Okay. Now I didn't start that way, but I've learned and I've done all these things. And so now I know what it really takes to make a great video. So you have to commit to mastering whatever content strategy you're doing. Point blank. If you decide to master, not just sort of kind of do it, but study it, master it, then potentially get some stuff going. But most people don't become masters of their platform and don't study it and test and do all the things that are needed, put enough effort into it, where they're just kind of doing it just to do it. And it'll take years, if ever, to get traffic from that. So you have to get good. Okay. So that's really important. But I love content marketing. It's something that I do teach. I love it. It's very effective, but it takes time and it takes energy and time, so, and it takes time to do it and it takes time for it to work. Okay. But content marketing is one way to generate traffic. We have thousands and thousands of followers and subscribers across all of our platforms. We have well over 100,000 followers or subscribers between all the platforms: Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook group, Facebook personal, all the kind of stuff. Like we've got a lot of people on all these different spaces that follow us. Now, how many of our sales come from that? Very few. Why? Because we rely heavily on paid traffic. Right? If we look at a percentage of the amount of sales that we get from content versus the amount of sales we get from paid traffic, it's hands down, paid traffic is the winner. Because we can ramp that up as high as we want. We're in control, where it's a lot harder to control the amount of traffic when you're doing content marketing. Make sense? So yes, exactly, Nelson. You're paying attention. Watch this guy. He's actually focusing on what he's seeing when he's picking up when I'm laying down. So yes, I love paid traffic. Paid traffic without the systems and the marketing message super dialed in is a waste of money. And paid traffic without great copy and targeting and everything dialed in on the ad itself is a waste of money. That's why I don't ever suggest paid traffic to someone who's going it on their own. You're just going to waste your money. You need a coach. Work with folks like us. We're really good at this, helping people get great results. But I don't want you to just go out and blow through your cash, because then you're going to waste your money realizing that you actually need help. And then you won't have any money to get help, which is a horrible place to be. We don't want that. Okay. So I love paid. On top of that, I love summit traffic and repurpose and using other people's audiences. So this can be done in the form of summits, podcasts, different sort of interviews and things where JV things where you're doing a webinar for somebody else's audience or anything like that. I love this. It's super effective because like we make a lot of sales. If we were to look at overall through the entire year, we bring on a lot of clients who initially found us through summits, podcast interviews, or other situations where they were in somebody else's audience and were introduced to us. It is very powerful. I highly suggest participating in anything like that, or organizing your own to, host a summit, that sort of thing, or create a podcast where you can network with people and bring people on. Like, these are great strategies that are just super duper powerful, borrowing other people's audiences. Okay. So those are 3 different traffic strategies, all very good. We've done all of them for a very long time. And is really powerful. So number 1 was that marketing message, getting that really dialed in. Number 2 is having your system for lead generation, nurturing them, qualifying them, and closing them into a sale. And number 3 is traffic. That is how you get to $20,000 a month. That's the same thing that's going to get you $50,000 a month. And it's really the same thing that's going to get you $100,000 a month. Once you get to 100, then you really are working more with team management and building your team and all that kind of stuff. But up till then, you can manage most of this yourself, especially to 50,000 a month. You should be able to manage it yourself. Okay. Highly leverage big payday from being on others' platforms with dedicated audience, but I got to have my stuff dialed in. Right. And Nelson, I'll tell you. So why you got to get good at presenting. You got to get good on video. And no matter what kind of business you want, you best be practicing and getting your face out there. So let's imagine I was starting from scratch. Well, if I had no one in my Facebook group yet, I would still be going live daily or several times a week to get good at going live, to feeling comfortable on camera, to being able to not stumble over my words, to be energetic and not like quiet and boring. I would practice all that stuff all the time because number one, it's going to help. Like when you do things like this and people are like, hey, I want to check out the 20K mini course blueprint thing, like 0 to 20K blueprint. Okay, type in 20. Now, all those people are going to go do that. If I was super boring, you wouldn't be here still. If I couldn't, if you couldn't follow how I was training or what I was talking about, you wouldn't be here still, right? So I can push people over to there. If you want to like, hey, I'm going to need some help all together. Like Nelson, if you need help with dialing in your systems and your messaging, type in info. We'll chat. We'll see what's going on, see how we can help you. So doing lives like this will help you in any, just across the board. But it's going to help hone your skill on video so that when you do interviews, when you're talking to people, people will find you attractive and not attractive like traditionally, attractive like attraction marketing, right? Where they're attracted to whatever your message is, attracted to your style, attracted to what you do. If I showed up on summits and I was super boring and I didn't have a great topic and I just kind of mumbled my way through things, I wouldn't make a bunch of high ticket sales off of every time I'm on a summit. So this doing what I'm doing right now, you should be doing this yourself. So you can get good. So when you get the chance to be on summits and all this kind of stuff, people can find you magnetic and and move into your sphere and join your audience and go through your funnel and make a purchase. Okay. Highly leveraged. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So type in 20 if you haven't yet. Check out our 0 to 20K blueprint mini course that takes everything that I've talked through today and visually diagrams it and goes into a lot more detail and how-tos. Okay, so y'all want that. So check that out. It's really good. Type in 20. I'll give you the link to that. And if you're like, I know like this makes sense, I get it, but I've just tried this so long on my own and I haven't gotten the systems dialed in, or I haven't gotten my messaging dialed in, or I haven't figured out how to drive traffic. And I really, really want this. Well, then just type in info. Let's just have a chat. This is not a sales call. This is a talk call. This is a 10-minute. All right, lay it on me. What's going on? Let's see how we can help you out. It might be sending you free training. It might be sending you some of that stuff. It might be talking about our paid offers, but it's sending you more information about our paid offers. We don't even talk about them. We'll just give you the information that you can digest on your own. Okay? This is a discovery call. This is not a sales call. All right. Yes, Nelson, awesome. Okay, so have a blessed Monday. Oh, and don't forget, if you want to attend the live Posting for Profits webinar, masterclass, whatever you want to call it, on Thursday, type in profits in the comments, and I will get you the link to that. It just went up today. We're super excited. It's going to be really good. So type in profits and we will get that over to you as well. So you can get registered and attend live or catch the replay. So, all right. Have a blessed one. I'll see you next Monday.